What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to the next episode here, breaking down the Eagles draft picks from the 2023 NFL Draft. And now we're going to take a look at Tyler Steen, who is the next enrollment of the Jeff Dalton University. All right, so Tyler Steen selected in the third round, transfer to Alabama for his last college season. And went up against some really good pass rushers from this year's class. We're going to take a look at Derek Hall, B.J. Ojulari, Felix Usama, and see how it went through. Here, also going to take some things here from the Senior Bowl as well. So, let's make these small here up in the corner, and let's get right to it. All right, here, first off, we're going to take a look at some of the footwork. That's the things that really stands out with Tyler. Here against Jalen Redmond at the Senior Bowl, we'll get to see some of that here. We're here first working as a guard. That's where the Eagles plan to use him. He was a guard throughout rookie minicamp. So here it's a lot easier when he's at guard of taking that correct angle here, but that is something he's really, really good at. Good hand placement here, mirrors the Redmond here with his feet. Good footwork on that rep here against Tavius Robinson off the edge, at right tackle. Sets up really nicely here. Continues to mirror the footwork as it's coming upfield. Same here. Good anchor this time. Stays inside. Take a look at here at the tape here from his Alabama days here. They're working against Derek Hall. Really good footwork that's coming up here. So he's in a wide 9 position. So he wants to take a drop relative to him. So he takes 2 kick steps and he plants. And then he's right squared up against Derek. Good position to be in. He can drive him upfield and get him on the ground there. Really good rep here against Derek Hall. Good turn of the hips. Can drive him upfield and finish on the play. Here against Felix Usama. He goes upfield, keeps efficient dropping here, smooth footwork as he's dropping. And that takes away basically the pass rush just by having a good angle against Felix as he's trying to get the edge on that play. I don't know why the paint is screwing up here. Anyways, he's a left tackle. Here, Felix wants to get upfield, keep getting depth. Really good, in a good position to take him on here. All because of the footwork leading up to the point of contact. Goes low with Felix. Off the edge right here. Once again against Felix DK. Attacks him a little bit more here because this rep, he's lined a little bit more in the 5 technique. So he's not at wide 9. He can go a little bit more lateral and meet him there. Good footwork here, mirroring the movements of Felix. Nice feet here off the slot blitz. So he wants to really get the edge here. Slot cornerbacks always want to get the edge. But also notice the athleticism here of planting and then stopping right at that point. So even though he's almost running with him upfield, he stops on the dime right there and gets his hands on him. Terrific rep. So the footwork really is something that he's been living on in his time at left tackle, and that is only going to help him when he transfers into guard, but also it gives him some flexibility and some versatility on the Eagles offensive line in terms of being a depth option at the tackle position as well here. So really setting up a good proper ankle and having good footwork goes a long way in terms of actually being able to take on these blocks here. Again, it's Derek Hall again. 2 kick steps in a good position, can turn with him upfield, can finish upfield there on that rep as well. Boom, boom, boom. 3 quick steps, drive him upfield. Really good job against Felix DK here. Seen that a couple times now. There it is. He wants to go upfield here as well. Really good transition into the anchor right here. He wants to get that. He wants to swipe away his hands. He just continues to work his feet here, reset his hands, and then drive him upfield. And that rep, everything becomes a little bit of a cluster at the end. See it as well here. Boom. Hand placement, drive down, and keep working upfield against DK. All right, so what we're obviously trying to avoid here is oversetting. And on this rep here, he gets a little bit too upfield. He takes that 4th kick step where he could just plant it at that spot. 1, 2, 3. And then here, plant. But he takes one more step upfield, and that gives up a little bit of an inside cushion there, so he has to hold on. It's a subtle hold. But that is what we're trying to avoid with the proper kick steps here and taking that correct ankle when we're dropping deep. He does that a lot of the times really, really well. Here we got another blitz off of the edge here. Identifies it well, gets well with it downfield, turns his steps relevantly as it's coming out. Here against Will McDonald in these one-on-one reps, and always these one-on-one reps a little bit extreme, considering the where it's a one-on-one. There's a lot of space to work with here. So what I want to take away from this is that he's able to continue to work his feet here. This is a really good rep by Will McDonald as well. Kind of slaps away the hands, but he replaces his hands after he's done with the spin move, and then anchors, and then transitions into an anchor there. So a lot going on right here. A lot of space to work with there, but does get the anchor set afterwards. Good footwork against LSU here. Attacks a little bit more outside, follows well upfield, keeps following well. And that is all about the angle that they're taking as they're going upfield at that point. Here as well, taking on the angle right here. And that's when he can turn and continue to go upfield with him. Smooth footwork inside right here. This is why we're not taking that too deep step, because if they do the inside move on it, you can just continue to drive inside there instead. So here, small steps, and then go inside. Good rep as well. I believe against the BJ Ojulari here, he wants to get the edge. Really good move here. He is 90 degrees to him, and that's when he turns, and he can continue to work in him upfield against one of the best benders of the draft class this year in BJ Ojulari. See it again here. Still against BJ. Take a little bit more of a lateral approach right here. Not lined up as wide as he was before. Good drive upfield. Good ankle, good footwork as he's coming up. Attacks more laterally. Works upfield here. Continue to deliver him upfield and away from the quarterback. All right, working against Tennessee here. And this is one of the reps where it kind of gets unbalanced, where he's setting up deep. Then he kind of loses balance as he's getting way too low. He's going to lean back a little bit. Defensive end takes full advantage. That gives up the quarterback hit there. So here, set up in a square position. We're ready to take on the engage instead of getting out of position at that point. So definitely something to work on with him. Of course, that's why he's a third-round pick. But the footwork really is what we're looking for. And this rep is out of this world. It's against Byron Young, also a drafted player here from this class here out of Tennessee. Nice working here, inside, outside. First upfield, counters inside, goes back outside, mirrors the feet all the way through. Really good rep. Against a speedy guy here. Gets eyes out quickly, works upfield, deliver him away. Nice anchor here. After some pretty good footwork here. Guys going all the way up. Consistent speed into power, good anchor. He gets tripped over by people falling on the inside. Here, this is a good anchor. Hand placement, replace hands, then drop down. Distribute the weight there. Really good rep of mirroring as well. Against Byron Young again. Really good footwork in his drop here. Looks super smooth. Good ankle he's taking on him and can anchor immediately. Or good angle he's taking on him and can angle immediately afterwards there. Jalen Redmond, here we get to see that anchor. That's what we want to see. Boom. Drop down. Transfer the weight into the defender. See it as well. He gets 93. Comes back. There we have it. There's the anchor. That 2 feet plant. Afterwards against here Felix Usama. Hand placement. 2 feet step. And then dropping the weight. Here, attacking him at the line of scrimmage. You can just drop the anchor immediately at that point there. Saw that against Byron Young as well. Again, one-on-ones. Take it with a grain of salt. What we'd like to see here is that he gets he gets pushed back a little bit to begin with, and then that angle is perfect. Really takes away all the momentum of Byron Young's pass rush at that point. Takes away all the power of it. Same here with 90. Good angle. Takes away the momentum there with the anchor afterwards. Against 11 here as well. So here, he wants to go, after he gets the engage here, he wants to go upfield and then through the outside shoulder. He counters that by dipping all of his body down here and anchoring against that. So that's a pretty good counter. You see it here as well. Get the hand placement and then dip the entire weight down. Really nice 2 feet plant. Bend the body. Get low. So we definitely see he can do this. He can't anchor, but again here, this is a really good rep against a bigger defensive lineman. Good anchor there as well. Gets low. We also do see some reps where he simply, he gets pushed back too much, like here, where he doesn't really get his anchor set. Here he's putting his feet down as he's taking on the block. So he just continues to get pushed backwards. And of course, that's what he needs to work on there as well. So that will come a lot easier when he's working on the inside than he is outside. And of course, that's also where he projects with his arm length, which is one of the reasons he fell, because he has really small arms. And so, like on tape, it's few reps where you think it's actually an issue, but then the reps where it is, like this one here, when he gets pushed back here, he's grasping for dear life to get hold of something of Byron Young. Like, you just think, what could that be in the NFL? And so when he's working inside, it's a lot easier to get hand placement and then the anchor, because we know he can do it. You just need to get good hand placement on the guys that he's trying to do it against here. Beautiful rep here. There we get to see it. We saw it in the one-on-one rep in the Senior Bowl. Here we get to see it live in a game. Good footwork. Perfect footwork, and then a good anchor there against Byron Young. I think one more last here against Byron Young as well. Same thing. Really good job. Here we get to see the same thing as we did against LSU. He tries to go. The defensive end wants to go outside shoulder here, and then upfield. And then he just sinks his weight down. Boom, and then can drive him upfield. Two feet planted. Get the anchor. Good footwork. Nice drop back. Good rep again. All right, against Kansas State. Vision. Seeing what comes in here. These games on the defensive line. Can you identify them? If you have good footwork, if you know where people are coming, you can anchor, you're pretty good set, especially if you can take as good angles as Tyler can here. Good job here of getting his eyes inside as soon as he passes the defensive end along. Good hand placement of the new guy coming out. Same thing here. Pass along the defensive end, comes out, gets one arm in there. Look here. So as he's dropping, he gets one arm inside as he senses that defensive tackle is getting close. Then when he commits inside, he takes on him and passes the defensive end along. Here as well. Punch and take over the defensive tackle. Good vision, good footwork here of working out the games coming out there on the edge. Here, eyes on the defensive end. He goes inside. Look for the blitzer. Take him on. Good athleticism on display on that rep as well. B. Joe Girard goes inside. Find the new guy. Good vision as well. Really good reps here against Tennessee. 21. Gets an arm inside here as he's looking for the defensive end. Defensive end drops. He takes on the defensive tackle. Really good rep here as well. Getting his eyes outside to begin with. All right, he's coming. He still has an arm inside. This dude stunts inwards. He takes over the defensive tackle who's coming out. Top tier vision here against these games. Really good rep here as well. First, the punch on the defensive end. Boom. Comes out on the blitzer. Boom. And the wing on that play takes on the defensive end going out. Good rep here as well. Defensive end, full engaged on Tyler. Passes him along. And then take the defensive tackle who's coming outside. All right. Working in space. Definitely not his strong suit. I put a clip here of him doing well to begin with. And then we get all the bloopers afterwards here. Working out to the second level. Taking a good angle and displaying inwards. This is what we want it to look like. getting to the second level and displacing the linebackers for those zone running plays. But too often we're going to see something like this, where he's not really getting his hand placed on the linebacker, and he makes the tackle there. On a play like this, he basically just shoots forward here. Doesn't really hit anybody. Just go forward, out of bounds, doesn't become a factor. Here, weird blocking here. Not getting his hands on 21, doesn't even have any control of him. He just spins out of it and ends up making the tackle. Poor technique in the running game there. Same thing here. After the double team of the combo block here in defensive tackle, just kind of falls down, can't keep his balance afterwards. Here against the defensive end, you would like to see him hold on. So when he gets his hands on him here, just continue to get a grasp of him. Dictate where he's going. Keep down blocking him. Here he goes outside, and he has the edge on that play. Here, getting out in space. He's too focused on getting out there. Now get your eyes out. You need to focus. You need to look at the linebacker right in front of you. Sees him too late. Now he doesn't make the tackle because he takes a poor angle. But Tyler needs to be able to make contact with this linebacker to stall him in his tracks there, so he doesn't have any chance at all of making this play. Falls down on the defensive tackle. We want it to look like this. Here he's pulling out. Pulling to the outside and the outside power. Hand placement and drive. That is a great rep. That is what we want to see. When he gets his hands on him, continue to drive him down. That's a good rep. And we know he can do it. At the Senior Bowl, he was really, really good again, like on run blocking plays. Here against Derek Hall, puts him to the ground. Against Dylan Horton, good hand placement, drive him away from there. Against Byron Young, good hand placement, continues to drive and can stand him up. And hands continue to be there. We see it sometimes as well here on tape. Like it's not as like it's all bad. It's just so much unbalance when he's in the running game. But we can see he does it. Here he kickoff blocks on 93. Here he gets a really good down block on 47. Continues to drive him downfield. Here a good drive block here as well on the inside this time. Drives his guy around 6 yards down the field. Here against Felix Ndike. Can do a lot better here. He has him in position. Just hold on for dear life and then continue to down block him as he's coming in. He disengages on the block there and makes the tackle. We want it to look like this, where he's getting his hand placement on him with this kick out, and then get a grasp of him, and then drive downfield. That's what it's supposed to look like. Really, this rep is terrific as well. Hand placement, flip hip, and hip toss. Here as well. The down block here on the defensive tackle, along with the right guard, displaces him 6 yards down the field. Really good job. And here, basically just plowing the way in for a touchdown. Boom. And then continue on the block as he gets in there. So, Tyler Steen, definitely a lot to work with. Really good angles. Knows exactly what to take on in his passing drops. So his kick steps, top tier. His vision, working out in games, top tier. A lot to work on with balance, and a lot to work on with redefining all these things here and putting more finesse to it, and then obviously transitioning into guard. But some of the things will help a lot there. Knowing what guy to block, the combo blocks that we see him work on, can definitely be adjusted, and when he gets into guard there. Even though he has really small arms, he is a depth piece on offensive tackle. I think he's displayed well enough athleticism, footwork, and really understanding what angles to take on pass rushers in for him to be a serviceable backup in the NFL as he's working his way towards a starting job as a guard. I would not expect it to be year one. I think it's something that we're going to be looking at hopefully next year when Cam Jurgens is going to be taking over for Jason Kelsey probably. Really good pick. Really like this guy. He has a lot of tools to work with. Obviously, a lot of things to work on. That's why he's a third-round pick, like I said. But, yeah. Next up, we'll be going on the continuous journey here of breaking down these draft picks for the Eagles. And I'll see you next time.